Hi, Becky. It's Jamie, of course. Okay, so talking social distancing blocks, how the hotel can manage that. Obviously, without an automated process in place, it is still going to be something that has to be managed and isn't necessarily the simplest thing, but I think we can make our life a little easier by distinguishing better these social distancing blocks. And so I'll just show you kind of what I was suggesting to the hotels the other day when I was talking about making sure they put in a custom social distance block and what that kind of meant. So I went into logical system configuration program settings. Under units, you can see that there's these things called block types. Okay. Here they can actually add a new one. I was thinking social distancing is active. I would put a bright color on it because we want this to really stand out on the grid outside of anything else. The other thing is when this would be taken off of the room, this would convey that the room needs to be cleaned. So if we set this, for example, like an October 4th start date, October 4th end date, then theoretically on the 5th when housekeeping comes in, it should be dirty in the system, which is good. I was thinking, obviously, rooms that need to be sanitized and then left alone for 24 hours would just be the list of socially distanced rooms that are blocked. So we would just simply print that report. They could run through, and housekeeping would know that those are just the first quick touch. Throw in some sanitizer, fog the room, whatever it may be, and then they leave it alone for 24 hours. After this block expires, of course, it shows up as a dirty room to clean on the report the next day. So it should work okay for what we're trying to do. You can see it's in the list. I'm going to go ahead and save my settings there. Let's go to the chart. This would obviously be a lot easier if there were more stays in progress, but this is Hotel Millwright, so obviously there's not. I'm going to go ahead and just go to October 1st. In this case, of course, we have to pull up soft. So what I'm going to do is I'm looking at, let's say this Kurt Otto person. They would be obviously checking out the same day as William Walter, and of course Guy Wendler, all of these people. So if we wanted to, for example, come behind and set these rooms right here, 102 through 108, for social distance hold, we would simply come up to the top here, add or remove blocks. We would put in the date that we're looking for. And so in this case, just the 4th of October, that Sunday, for one night. The note, I'm just going to put in SD for social distancing. The type of hold, of course, social distancing. The nice thing is I can take care of multiple of these at one time. And we wanted to go as far as 108, just using for my example here. Social distancing again. I'm just going to simply hit block. Okay. Great. And close. As you can see, these are now all held under social distancing. They show up really nice on the chart. That would take them out of inventory, and then of course we can continue selling. The key thing would be for the front desk, each day to come through this chart and be looking for new reservations that have come in and places that they need to go ahead and put the social distancing block in place. So an example would be room 109. We would need one for Monday the 5th. And so I would simply, again, come up, change my date to October 5th. Most properties would not have to go that far out, but again, SD, social distancing hold. I would come into 109 because that was what we were looking at here for the 5th. I just hit block. Okay, close. And now we're good. And then they could continue and do this one, do all these ones. So you can actually do an entire hotel very, very fast. I'll in fact even just while we're here, on the 4th of October here, just using this as the example, again, I'll do SD, social distancing, and we're going to do any and all for that day that need to be done. And so I would simply do 110 is 1, 116, 118, 120, 121, 123, 125. Okay. 127, 129, 131. That's as far as I can kind of see right now on the screen, so I'm just going to go ahead and stop there with most of the first floor. But you can see, boom, I simply hit OK, and now we're socially distanced. So that's kind of what I was thinking. Like I said, obviously, they stand out on the chart. We know what they are. We can run reporting for the day on anything, obviously, that is out of order with this reason or blocked with this reason. That tells the housekeepers which ones we need to disinfect that day. And then the next day, these would automatically drop off. And on Monday the 5th here, for example, for these rooms, they would be marked as dirty in the housekeeping chart. So that's what my thoughts were. Thanks, Becky. Have a good day.